I just went undefeated in the Legend Anthology event with my favorite deck, Lyrilusc, so I wanted to make a video about it. As you can see, first the game threw some bronze opponents at me, but I did win all of my matches, eventually playing against good players as well that are not just on the Exodia Loner deck. But yeah, Lyrilusc is far and away tier 0 with a really good matchup into Exodia. So this is the list that I used to go undefeated. It's quite a standard Lyrilusc list with a few changes for this event. We have the standard Lyrilusc monsters all maxed out. We have Warbler, Swallow, Sparrow, Canary and Wagtail. I did play 1 DD Crow so I can search it potentially, but it never really came up. I played 3 Simorgh Bird of Beginning, which is really nice if you have 2 of them, because you can normal summon 1 of them and then normal summon the second one for free. Then I play a big Souls package, which is basically a free level 1 special summon. You have Illusion of Chaos and Preparation of Rites to search the Illusion of Chaos. The Illusion of Chaos searches the Souls, and Souls sends the Illusion of Chaos to special summon itself. And if you draw multiple Preparation of Rites, you can recycle them using Souls effect. We play 1 Slower Swallow, just as a search target. We have 1 Santa Claus, just so that I can win the mirror in the grind game, otherwise there is literally no way around Nightingale, except for UDF negating her, and also Doom Eagle can shuffle the Wagtail back into the deck that you want to recycle. 1 Feather Duster, I'd play Heavy Storm if I had it. 1 1-for-1, 1 Desires, 3 Bird Call Standard, and then the MVPs of the deck, Swallow's Nest and Swallow's Cowrie. If you don't have Cowrie, you don't have to play it, but Swallow's Nest is really good already, maybe even better than Cowrie. There are only 2 hand traps legal in this event. We have Valor and we have Imperm. I guess you can count DD Crow as well, but that doesn't hurt as much. And both of those target, so these 2 let you dodge that. In the extra deck we have triple Recital Starling. You only really need 2 if you don't have a third. Triple Assembled Nightingale. You can play 2. I like having the 3 as insurance for a grind game, even though it never came to a grind game for me. We have F-Zero and F-Zero Utopic Draco Future. This is the best card against the Exodia deck, since you can just negate their big Exodia and steal it, and all of a sudden you have a spell trap negate and they have nothing. 1 Robin still solos most decks in the event. 1 Thrush just for spell trap removal. I played Linkuriboh, but Anima would be better, though I do not have it. Great Fly is really important so that you can OTK even if they have no monsters on the board. And then just some rank 3s to link climb into Access Code Talker, which I never used but could have used. I actually forgot that I played them. And if you don't have some of the important URs, here is the budget version. You only need 2 Recital Starlings and as many Nightingales as you can play, and Great Fly. With this version you always want to go second instead of first if you don't have UDF and Robin. The gameplay is almost the same, but you either go for the Recital OTK or the Great Fly OTK. In this version I play more Santa Claus and Lava Golems, as those are really good against Exodia decks and random other stuff. You only need 2 Magician Souls. This is from the structure deck, so this would be 1000 gems for these. And then you can drop the Swallow's Cowrie. I also added 1 Jack in the hand, just for fun. And if you don't have some of these other cards, you can put in more Jack in the hands, you can play more DD Crows, you can play Imperm Valor if you want to. Now, how does this deck play? If you do not know about Lyriluscs, you basically have Lyriluscs that special summon and those that want to be special summoned, and you just level 1 spam and make lots of recitals for value. You always want to open Turquoise Warbler because she can special summon herself and then special summon another Lyrilusc from the hand. The ones you do want to special summon are Sparrow, which on special summon searches a level 1 winged beast from your deck, or Wagtail, which on special summon searches you Bird Call. So those are the 2 that want to be special summoned. The other ways to special summon them are with Sapphire Swallow, which if you do have a winged beast on the board, you can special summon her and another level 1 winged beast from your hand. And Barrel Canary, which can special summon a Lyrilusc from your graveyard. Now, Warbler plus Sparrow is full combo, meaning UDF plus Robin plus Nightingale. And if you open any other Lyrilusc, you are basically 1 search ahead and can either put even more on the board or be resilient to interruptions like Imperm Valor and whatever the opponent's end board might be. If you are ahead on searches, you can go for Simorgh Bird of Beginning, which is an excellent normal summon, since you can normal summon 1 of them, then later normal summon a second one through its effect. And if the opponent controls no spell traps, you can summon this from your graveyard for free. Just make sure that you already summoned UDF if you play it. Some other tips is that if you open with Bird Call and not Warbler, you usually want to search for Warbler with Bird Call instead of going for its own effect. So you search for Warbler, and then it's important to not use the second effect to special summon another Lyrilusc from your hand, but instead use Warbler's own effect to special summon herself on an open field. If you didn't open with Warbler and her effect is still activatable, you can during your combo special summon Wagtail, search for Bird Call, and then special summon Warbler with Bird Call, which will trigger Warbler's effect as well. Now, going first or second, the combos are basically the same. Going second, you just have to place through some disruption, but you just want to spam as many Recital Starlings onto the board as you can, which will extend your combo by searching a level 1 winged beast, but is also excellent for OTKs. Because Recital reflects battle damage and Nightingale prevents all battle damage you take for the turn, but not the opponent. So in Master Duel at least, you take no damage and the opponent takes all the damage. So during an OTK you want to boost the opponent's monster's attack or defense with Recital Starling. Then summon Nightingale, attack with Nightingale, use her effect to protect yourself from destruction and battle damage, and then crash your Recital Starlings. If there are no monsters on the opponent's side of the field, you can just use your 2 Recital Starlings if you go through a standard combo, link them off into Great Fly, which boosts all of your wind monsters by 500 attack, which is enough that a 5 material assembled Nightingale kills the opponent. If not, you would need a 6 material. But 5 material is exponentially more easy, since you can easily get this by using Canary to revive Swallow, then use those to make Nightingale. And here come the additional effects of our Lyriluscs, which will happen if they are used for an Xyz summon. So Swallow lets you attach a Lyrilusc from the graveyard. Barrel Canary boosts the monster by 200 attack, which is gonna be just enough. So Swallow attaches from the graveyard, and then you have Wagtail in the graveyard, which can attach itself, which means you just need 1 more material, which is gonna be a 3rd level 1 on the board somehow. The most important Xyz summon effect is Cobalt Sparrow. You can make your Nightingale or Recital untargetable if you use her, and the untargetability will last even if she is detached, which is important. And not many decks, and I think none of the loners can actually out an untargetable Nightingale, which can make herself indestructible. Now let's go through some replays. In the first one we have going first. Here you do want the Warbler opener and either Sparrow or Wagtail. And this would be a line through effect Veiler. If you do have more Lyriluscs in hand, you can easily just spam them onto the board, using Swallow's effect, and then using Bird Call's effect, and just continue to go off. So first you want to make 2 Recital Starlings. I try to use Bird of Beginning so I can get it into the graveyard before making the F0 UDF, and then I can bring it back, use it as Xyz material, revive, and you should consistently be able to end on this exact board here. Now, what do we have? It is important, and I try to do that. I try to make the Nightingale untargetable, because her effect is a bit more important than Robin's for survival. Robin still solos most decks, so it's nice to have her untargetable, but she also has a graveyard effect which returns a Lyrilusc to your hand, which should usually be the Barrel Canary, so you're not actually that sad if she gets removed somehow. You have your Utopic Draco Future, which can negate a monster effect and steal the monster. Stealing the monster is actually really nice, especially against Exodia decks. And it's up to you if you use Nightingale in the draw or standby phase. In this situation, I advise doing that to play around Lava Golem and Santa and stuff like that. If she is not untargetable, you could play into a top deck Imperm, but that's not that relevant. And yeah, I think the opponent just surrenders here. Now, how do you play versus the dreaded Exodia? At maximum, the loner deck can put up the big Exodia guy then Exode in the back row and Obliterate in the back row. Exode is a board wipe, and Obliterate would be a return to hand. You can usually play through both. You can pretty much always play through Exode. I actually did some testing where I went through like 20 hands and only one of them could not play through this board. So they have a spell trap negate, which you can just try and force out, and the board wipe. To play around the board wipe, all you have to do is have enough gas to be able to summon Nightingale first and then your recitals. So the opponent has to use Exode if you have 2 level 1s on the board. If not, you get the Nightingale out. And then you can either just OTK them if they have a second monster on the board, especially the shield with 3000 defense, by boosting the stats of those. But what is also really nice, and many people just don't want to give up their big unstoppable Exodia Incarnate, so you can actually attack into it with Nightingale. They probably use the effect to boost its attack, but if they do, and you have another recital on the board, you can literally just one-shot them. So yeah, this guy actually played pretty well here, but not well enough. There was no way through this here. So yes, first make Nightingale, then make your Starlings. Doesn't really matter when you use Canary, but if you can use her as late as possible, you should. Because she does lock you into Xyz only. And yeah, the opponent does what I said. But they would have been dead either way if you just attack the other monster. So yeah, this is my Lyrilusc guide. You could basically see this as a pure Lyrilusc guide as well, like nothing changes if there's no ban list. So if you guys enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.